Hello Diamonds, ready for your next instalment of first aid? So those of you that have been following our little first aid movies, hopefully you've learnt a lot, and hopefully you're going to be sending us in some videos. For now, we are going to move on and have a look at baby CPR. Remember, CPR is for those people who are not breathing, and if you've got basic knowledge, then there's a basic sequence. Today I'm going to take some time to show you the more advanced sequence, so if you can remember it, then that might be valuable to you. Remember that when babies and children collapse, they tend to collapse because of respiratory arrest. Something has gone wrong with their breathing. The good news is, unlike adults, if you attempt CPR, there's a chance that they will revive. So you spend about a minute reviving them before you go for help. Whereas with the adults, you know they're not breathing, you go for help. So let me remind you and walk you through the sequence. Remember, the very first thing, you're checking for danger, you've got your PPE on, and you're saying hello. There is no point in saying to baby, hello, can you hear me, can you open your eyes? If there's no response, you'll approach baby and put your finger in its hand and see if it grips. It's useful to let other bystanders know, so if there's people standing around, it's useful to let them know that you're a first aider, so they know that you know what you're doing. There's no response, so I manage the airways. It's a tiny head tilt, okay. And then I check for breathing, 10-second breathing check. Unfortunately, baby's not breathing or not breathing sufficiently, or we're not sure, which all amounts to the same thing, that baby's not breathing. First thing we're going to do, if we follow the adult sequence, we're going to be calling for help and doing 30 compressions and 2 breaths. So that's the sequence. So if I show you 30 compressions, 2 fingers between the nipples, about a third of the chest depth, nice and fast. You're going about 120 per minute, so 2 per second. So you're going to do 30. I'll stop counting because I've been talking to you, so let's say that's 30. And then you can do the breaths if you've got a face shield. So if you have a face shield, it's a device that goes over the baby's face. You can put that on their face. Now, baby breaths are over the mouth and the nose. Now, I can't talk to you and do it at the same time, but you'll put your mouth over their mouth and nose, blow in gently. There's no baby will take off in all different directions, so you want tiny little breath, just a puff from within your cheek. You put your mouth over the mouth and nose and blow in, and then you take your mouth off and then you do a second breath. So I'm just going to pretend and simulate because I haven't got a face shield here to show you with. So you'll put the face shield on and then you'll go and blow in, so your mouth will make contact with their mouth, and you come up and then do a second breath. Okay. And then it's 30 and 2 and 30 and 2 and 30 and 2 and 30 and 2 and 32 if you follow the adult sequence. However, there is a specific pediatric sequence. So let's rewind a bit. You've checked for danger and you've checked for response, talked to them and done this. You've managed the airway, checked for breathing. Now, baby's not breathing, unfortunately, so we're going to do 5 initial breaths. Remember, every time you do a breath, you have to take your mouth off so that you can get air for yourself. So 5 breaths over the mouth and nose, and then you're going to do 15 compressions. And 2 breaths, and 15 compression, 2 breaths, and 15 compression, 2 breaths, and 15 for 1 minute. After that minute, you'll be calling for an ambulance, and after you've called for the ambulance, you will carry on 15 to 2, 15 chest compression to 2 breaths until help arrives. You're too tired. Doctor pronounces them dead. They wake up. Somebody who's got more training than you takes over. So they're the circumstances under which you're allowed to stop. I hope that was useful to you. Remember that there's great opportunities for this to work. Don't panic about pushing too hard. You're aiming for a third of the chest depth, so you can estimate that. But it's really important that you squash the heart between the sternum and the spine so that the blood circulates around the body. And there are indicators to help you establish that you're doing it correctly. As you push, you might see colour come and drain from the face. So you might see them go pale and then there's some colour there, and pale and there's some colour there. You might see that, or you might see under other indicators that your attempts are successful. But good compressions make a big difference. So practice the skill, please don't go and practice this on anybody that's safe and well and happy. This is only for emergency situations. So when you're practicing, you can practice on dolls, teddies, anything like that. And if you need further guidance, pop us a question. It's nice to see you all again. I hope you'll join us for further instalments and watch back the other instalments and give us your feedback. Well done all of you for sticking with us, and thank you. Goodbye.